and there was a silence. Not just any silence, but the kind of silence that precedes an eternal battle. In heaven, a sign appeared. Not a simple omen, but an apocalyptic announcement. A woman clothed with the sun, having the moon under her feet and a crown of 12 stars upon her head. Pregnant, she screams in labor pains, about to give birth. But behind this image of hope lurks the threat of the end. A second sign, another symbol, another sound. A dragon. Not one from legends, but a real, fierce entity with 7 heads and 10 horns, its tail sweeping a third of the stars of heaven and casting them to the earth. It positions itself before the woman, hungry for destruction, ready to devour the child as soon as he is born. But this is not just any child. It is a child destined to rule the nations with an iron scepter. At the exact moment the child is born and is caught up to God and his throne, the woman flees to the wilderness, to a place prepared by God where she would be nourished for 1,260 days. This is an ancient story, yes, but it is also a current story. A portrait of the conflict that unfolds invisible to human eyes, but shapes everything we see. This is not just a vision. It is a call, a revelation. Then the war explodes, but not on earth, in heaven. Michael, the archangel of justice, and his angels face the dragon and his armies. It is a cosmic battle, a collision of light and darkness, of eternal purpose against blind rebellion. The dragon fights, rages, tries to maintain his dominion, but does not prevail. He is cast down to the earth, but he does not come alone. He brings with him all the fury, all the rancor, and all the accusations. He is called the devil, Satan, the great deceiver, the accuser of our brothers who accuses them day and night before God. But something changes. Victory is not won with swords, nor brute force, but with the blood of the Lamb and the word of the testimony of the saints. They did not love their lives even unto death. They preferred to lose everything rather than betray their faith. Joy explodes in the heavens, but the earth groans, because the devil has come down to us with great wrath, knowing that his time is short. And the dragon, seeing that he was cast down to the earth, pursues the woman who gave birth to the male child. But the woman is given the 2 wings of a great eagle to fly into the wilderness, to the place where she would be sustained away from the serpent's reach. The serpent tries to swallow her with the river that comes out of his mouth, but the earth opens its mouth, swallows the river, and saves the woman. Furious, the dragon goes off to make war on the rest of her offspring, those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus. He is among us, not in figure, but in influence. He dwells in structures, in temptations, in systems of oppression and disordered desires, and yet many still sleep. But there is a truth that pierces eternity like lightning. Good and evil are not just ideas or symbols, they are living forces, acts that have consequences, choices that define eternities. The dragon is not a myth. The woman is not just a figure. The child is not just a baby. They are spiritual realities. They're part of the story that includes us.
Have you noticed how the world seems in constant warfare? How there is a struggle we cannot see but feel deeply within? Have you ever wondered why there is so much hatred, confusion, loss of identity, despair? It is because the war began in heaven but continues in our hearts. This woman represents God's covenant with his people. She is Israel. She is the church. She is the hope of a new world. The child is Christ, but also everything born of God: justice, redemption, restoration. And the dragon? The dragon is that which seeks to kill all of this before it even has a chance to live. But there is a promise. There always has been. Victory will not come with bombs or politics. It will come with faith, with obedience, with the courage to remain in God when all around crumbles. The blood of the Lamb has already been shed. The war has already been won, but the battles continue. And you are on the battlefield. So what will you choose? Despair or hope? Deception or truth? The dragon or the lamb? This text is not meant just to be read. It is meant to be felt, to wake you up, to remind you that you are not merely flesh and bone. You are spirit. You are eternal, and you are called for a purpose. When it seems that all is lost, that the darkness is winning, remember, heaven has not fallen silent. God has not withdrawn. He has prepared a place for those who choose to remain, and he will come as the king who rules with a rod of iron, as the son who was born despite the dragon. Now I invite you to reflect. What role are you playing in this story? Have you been hiding, silent, or have you been fighting? Have you been living like someone who knows there is a heaven watching, or like someone who has given up? Share in the comments what this message spoke to you. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and share this video with someone who needs to wake up to the spiritual reality we are living. The more people awaken, the more light will invade the darkness. Because the war is not over, but the ending has already been written, and the victory belongs to those who do not give up. Choose the right side. Choose to remain. Choose to fight with faith. This is the true battle of the apocalypse. But let us delve deeper, expanding the vision and understanding of these eternal truths, because the story we have begun to tell here is more than a tale of symbols. It is the very foundation of existence and destiny. In the dawn of creation, God wove a tapestry of light and life, of order and beauty. Angels were created, beings of radiant glory, charged with serving the divine purpose. Among them stood Michael, the great prince and warrior of God, his heart loyal, his spirit unbreakable. But freedom, a gift beyond measure, was given even to these exalted beings, the freedom to love or rebel. It was this freedom that birthed the rebellion. Satan, the adversary, once highest among the angels, cast down for his pride and refusal to submit to God's plan. The dragon's fury was born from this fall. He did not yield, but chose to wage war against the Creator and his creation.
In the fullness of time, God chose to restore his kingdom not by force, but through the humble birth of a child, the Messiah, the promised Savior. The woman in the vision is no mere woman. She is Israel, the covenant people, the vessel of hope, the womb of the Redeemer. The crown of 12 stars signifies the 12 tribes of Israel, the foundation of God's chosen nation. The sun clothing her speaks of divine glory covering her, while the moon under her feet symbolizes dominion over change and time. For God's plan transcends the ages. As the woman labors in agony, the pain of childbirth echoes the suffering of Israel, the pains of exile, oppression, and trial. Yet in this pain lies promise, the birth of the one who will bring salvation. The dragon waits to destroy. His 7 heads represent fullness of power. His 10 horns symbolize authority and strength, each crowned, marking a terrifying completeness of evil's dominion. The sweeping of the stars symbolizes his attempt to uproot God's order, to cast down the faithful from their place. But God's plan cannot be thwarted. When the child is born, destined to rule with a rod of iron, a symbol of unyielding authority and justice, he is snatched away to God's throne, safeguarded from the dragon's destruction. This is Christ, who will conquer death and evil, who will reign forever. The woman flees to the wilderness, a place of refuge, protected by God for a set time, 1,260 days. a symbolic period representing years of trial, persecution, and spiritual warfare. Here, God nourishes his people, sustaining them in the midst of tribulation. This cosmic drama reveals the invisible battle for the soul of humanity and the destiny of creation itself. Michael's war in heaven is the ultimate confrontation between good and evil, a struggle for the very throne of God's kingdom. Though the dragon is cast down, his rage only intensifies, turning his fury toward the earth and God's faithful remnant. The accuser, Satan, cannot endure the testimony of those who hold fast to their faith. His accusations seek to isolate, intimidate, and destroy. But the blood of the Lamb cleanses, and the word of the saints empowers. As the woman pursues the dragon, the imagery of two wings of a great eagle is rich with meaning. It recalls God's deliverance of Israel from Egypt, carrying his people on eagle's wings, a symbol of divine protection and strength amid hardship. The earth itself intervenes to protect the woman, swallowing the flood sent to sweep her away, a reminder that creation itself sides with the faithful, that God's providence is active and real. Despite all this, the dragon's war is relentless, shifting his focus to the rest of the woman's offspring, those who obey God's commandments and bear the testimony of Jesus. The battle continues on every level, cosmic and personal, visible and invisible. Every soul must choose allegiance. In this context, the symbols are not vague or distant. They are living, breathing realities that shape our world today. The struggles of nations, the rise and fall of empires, the conflicts in hearts and minds, all are threads in this grand tapestry. And in this struggle, the promise of victory shines brightest. Because the child who was born, the Lamb who was slain, has triumphed. The power of death has been broken. The kingdom of light is advancing, unstoppable. But the dragon is furious. Knowing his time is short, he intensifies his attacks, deceiving, accusing, and waging war against those who follow Christ. This is the call to faithfulness, to endurance, to hope, to keep the lamp burning in the darkest night. To those who feel overwhelmed, who see the shadows lengthening, remember, you are part of this story. You are not alone. The war is not yours to win by might alone, but by steadfastness, by the power of truth, by the blood of the Lamb. Each act of courage, each stand for justice, each whisper of prayer, these are blows struck in the great cosmic battle. So stand firm, cling to hope, shine as lights in this world. Because though the dragon roars, the Lamb reigns. Because though darkness seems to advance, the dawn is certain. Because though the battle rages, the war is won. And the final chapter belongs to those who do not lose heart. Now, reflect deeply. Where do you stand in this eternal story? Are you a hidden soldier in the wilderness, waiting for God's timing? Are you a warrior, standing in the full glare of the conflict? Or have you yet to choose a side? Your decision today echoes through eternity. Do not be deceived by the lies of the dragon, who offers only death disguised as life. Embrace the hope offered by the Lamb, who is the resurrection and the life. This is the ultimate choice, the true battle. Will you fight with faith? Will you choose light over darkness? If this message has touched your heart, share your thoughts below. Let us know how this revelation speaks to your life. Subscribe and activate the bell to join a community committed to truth and faithfulness. Share this video with others who need to awaken to the spiritual realities shaping our world. Together, we can shine light into the darkness. Because the war is ongoing, but the victory is sure. Choose wisely. Choose hope. Choose life. This is the true battle of the apocalypse.